Nonconformity is the process where one fails to mold oneself into a prevailing or pre-existing rule or practice. Transcendentalism describes the understanding of nature, of reality, through the examination of reasoning processes that govern nature of experiences. Nonconformity is a subtopic of transcendentalism because one who is a nonconformist analyzes reasoning before following expectations. Like a student who fails to study for a big test to a CEO of a big company, nonconformists come in many circumstances. Nonconformity is necessary for society to grow and innovate because different ideas generate new perspectives, discoveries, and breakthroughs. Mignon McLaughlin once said, "Every society honors its loud conformists and its dead troublemakers." All of America's progress is dependent on change, something produced by nonconformists. This relates to Emerson's beliefs, as he views ordinary men as having the ability to be great. They can achieve this through developing their own opinions, new and creative from pre-existing ideas. One needs to be brave enough to voice a challenging opinion, something that institutions squander early in life. Emerson also believed in the presence of nature and divinity in all. Each individual is important in God's eyes and do not need the conformity society pressures us into.
Author Cameron Hawley was with his grandmother near the end of her life. One day she reminisced about her years as a young bride in the Dakota Territory in 1878. Hawley asked his grandmother what changes since then she considered most significant. She said, "When I was a girl, so many men stood out as individuals. Now so few do. More and more, men yield some terrible compulsion to conform, even to look alike. Your grandfather knew that a man finds happiness only by walking his own path across the earth." This is Howard Budd Jr. of Laity Lodge. We are all made for community, but within community, the great people are driven not by public conformity, but by personal character in the high calling of our daily work.
Nonconformity has led to great success in many cases throughout history. Just one of these cases was the women's rights movement. Women were always expected to handle domestic affairs, take care of their kids, cook, clean. They could not vote and they could not divorce their husbands. This is because their husbands were seen to be superior to them and they would lose their children to them. In 1840, when the issue of slavery became internationally discussed at a convention in London, England, 8 women attended to express their anti-slavery opinions. However, after traveling all that way, they were not allowed to participate in the convention. They almost weren't even allowed to sit into the convention. However, they were allowed to sit, but they had to sit silently and not vocalize their opinions or respond to anything they heard being discussed. This is when they realized that before they could try to make a change regarding any other group of people, they had to analyze their rights or lack thereof and work to be seen as equal to men, so their opinions could be heard and seen to be just as valuable in society. Women, including Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Lucretia Mott, the Grimke sisters, Carrie Chapman Catt, and Alice Paul advocated for women's suffrage. Many women's rights advocates were lecturers. They traveled around the United States, persuading others to join their movement. The 19th Amendment was passed in 1920 and finally granted women the right to vote in the United States. Because women took a step back from focusing on other groups of people and took time to evaluate their role in society and realized just how minimal it was, they realized that they did not have the power to vocalize their opinions. Because of this, they eventually won the right to publicly express their opinions and then have a say in matters regarding other groups of people.
Abiding by your own will rather than that to which the public expects can be experienced in seemingly small circumstances, resulting in small transcendentalist thought. The introduction here does not directly reference nonconformity, nor does it start with the word nonconformity. This talk is aimed at how nonconformity can be seen at the most minimal and personal levels, and how that means everyone takes a transcendentalist stance, no matter how small. Do you ever recall those moments when you're the only one in your class who raises their hand at a difficult question? Or maybe you know someone who always knows more than the rest of the class. These are examples of minimal nonconformity, as they have minimal impact in a larger stage. However, they may be special moments for those who participate in it, as these people or you can at least have the satisfaction that you, and only you, know the answer to such questions. These small moments can lead people into becoming their own great men as they participate in transcendentalist thoughts. The introduction of the speech can also be used as an example of a small feeling of a great man, as I get the satisfaction of feeling from others just by knowing that I get the satisfaction of feeling different from others just by knowing that my introduction does not directly reference or begins with our group's word nonconformity. Another example of nonconformity could also be seen in the Communist Party, as they resemble a formation of people whose beliefs go against the base foundation of the United States of America. You see, this party's ideology of communism is an economic ideology that goes against capitalism, the United States' base economic ideology, which is that the establishment of a free market should not be interfered by with the government. However, in communism, there should be no free market, and any market should be controlled by the government in order to protect people and the government's own wishes. A communist country acts more like a dictatorship, in which one person is in control, which goes against democracy, the United States' base form of government, and the foundation of government. This leads to the party becoming a minority party, and the fact that they're a minority party and are protected by the courts of the United States under the base of free speech also show how nonconformity can lead to the creation of great men, as they are fighting against the status quo through their beliefs that the United States should incorporate more policies that go against its base foundation.